Kya! Last year I did an episode of my show Games You Should Play, where I talked about SteamWorld Dig and how much I love that game. Well, the nice folks at Image and Form Games actually gave me a code for SteamWorld Dig 2, so I decided, might as well make a video, right? But this time I'm not just doing a Games You Should Play, no. I'm doing a full-on review for you folks because you should play this game. Spoiler, I like the game. Let's do it! And no, the developer is not paying me to say the game is good. Nobody's paying me off. I'm not that thirsty. Although, when I do get thirsty, nothing is quite as refreshing as the taste of water from my stainless steel bottle from Pop Designs, now available in a variety of styles and colors. Warning, this review does contain spoilers for the original SteamWorld Dig, as well as some mechanic and ability spoilers for SteamWorld Dig 2. The SteamWorld series takes place in, well, SteamWorld, an alternative version of Earth where advanced computing robotics technology was developed in the 19th century, until humans waged war on each other and everyone's now pretty much dead, leaving only steam-powered robots and mutated, brainless humans remaining on the now mostly desert land. In the original SteamWorld Dig, you played as Rusty, a mining robot who comes to the town of Tumbleton to claim a mine that his Uncle Joe wants to give him, only to find that Uncle Joe has met his untimely end. Here he meets Dorothy, a fellow Steambot who helps him throughout the game and becomes his friend. Now in SteamWorld Dig 2, you're in Dorothy's shoes, and it's her turn for an adventure, after the events of the first game cause Rusty to go missing, and your ultimate goal is to track him down. Much like in the first game, gameplay consists of taking multiple trips into the mine, using tools at your disposal to dig as far as you can, collecting treasure, and heading toward the next quest marker until you need to refill your resources. You have your health, pretty standard, your water so that you can use your steam-powered abilities, and your light so that you can see. When these are running low or you don't have any more space to carry any more gems, it's always best to head to the surface, automatically refilling these resources and then head back into the mine for more. But this isn't just a simple retreading of the same game from before. This time around, the Metroidvania-like mechanics are expanded upon even more, influencing not only your abilities unlocked throughout the game, but the enemies, the environments, even the map this time around is much more expanded in comparison to the first game, which felt a lot more like a straight dig down. Fortunately, the game has a new and improved fast travel system so that the size of the map isn't so daunting and you can go straight from area to area instead of just to town and back. While the previous game saw Rusty using abilities like his high jump and rocket punch, this time Dorothy's abilities feel like improved, expanded versions of the tools Rusty had at his disposal. The Mega Man X style wall jumping returns, as does the fast running ability, which is great for running past traps, collapsible ground, and timed doors. New additions like the grappling hook and the jetpack help traverse the area as well as make movement just more fun. Seriously guys, I freaking love the grappling hook. In addition to spending in-game money to level up your tools like in the last game, you can now find golden cogs that can be used to add new skills and passive abilities to your tools, basically working like a skill tree. You can spend your cogs however you see fit as long as you have the appropriate blueprints. You unlock blueprints by leveling up your gear with money, but certain ones must be unlocked by finding a certain amount of artifacts and giving them to the local artifact collector. Put cogs into an ability you don't want after all and want to try something new? No problem! You can remove cogs from any skill at the workbench to put them into other skills, basically re-speccing however you want, as much as you want. It's been a while since I've done a full playthrough of the original SteamWorld Dig, but from what I can remember there's not a whole lot of story going on. But this time around there is a lot more depth as far as story goes, with mystery, plot twists, and even moments of creepiness. I'm not going to go into it to avoid spoilers for you, but if the first game's lack of story deterred you from that, don't let that deter you from this game. The gameplay loop here is one that will really pull you in, or it won't. As I mentioned, you go in, you dig, you come out, repeat. On paper it might sound kinda boring and repetitive, but in execution, it's pretty good. Much like in the last game, there are enemies to deal with, traps to avoid, and falling rocks to not get crushed by. This time, enemies are more varied and more dangerous than in the previous game, which really adds to the challenge. Combine all that with the satisfaction of trading in the gems you find so you can upgrade your abilities to make your digs last longer, you get a formula for a game you'll want to keep coming back to. As far as flaws, well, for me, the game length was perfect. I was able to beat it in about 7 hours, which is about the same amount of time it took me to beat the original. Some people may see that as a flaw, I personally don't, but this is without going after all the artifacts and all the cogs, all the upgrades, etc. Apparently, once you find all the artifacts in the game, you unlock the Hell Caves, which is a series of endgame trials, so for all of you completionists out there, well, there you go. I really cannot sing enough praises about this series. If you haven't played either one, I highly suggest playing them both. And with the original now being on the Nintendo Switch, I really think you're gonna dig 'em. I'm so sorry.